Be a doctor. That's my whole life. Just cacophony. Before the drop, be a doctor. There it is. People like to say that stereotype, but it was my stereotype. It was my life.
You gotta let people be what they are. And Usama Siddiquee, who's our guest today, is the first guest to refuse to play the Immigrant Jam game and introduce himself.
Did I play it or did I play it to the next level? Did I further the form?
Yeah, you did. You furthered the form.
Yeah.
You broke ground.
Yeah.
You know?
You're the reviewer who was like, Kubrick is kind of shitty when you came out with this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. And next, look at you. 30
Egg on my fucking face.
Egg on your fucking face.
Exactly. But that's what it is. We're back at Immigrant Jam, the podcast with our amazing guest. Oh my goodness. This man has been on your televisions more times than fucking
Lucie's had egg on her face. Okay.
Exactly. And that's a lot of times. You've seen him all over the country, all over the news, all over the fucking internet, all over your dreams and hopes and desires. He's been there too. That's right. He's a comedian. He's a man extraordinaire. He's the legend, Usama Siddiquee.
That's so
welcome
nice.
to Immigrant Jam.
Dude.
The podcast. He's making use of the stressed chicken already. Thank you for being here.
I love both of y'all. I love Mike. I love Lucie. Is Mike allowed to be alive?
Yeah, Mike is alive.
Mike has a mic.
Okay.
Mike has a mic.
Good.
Exactly.
Sometimes you get these draconian podcast producers who are like, don't bring in Mike.
Don't break
He just does the levels.
Podcast wall.
Exactly.
The fourth podcast wall.
It's so interesting.
No, Mike does more than the levels.
Okay. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. No.
That's going to be cut out.
Let's
that will be edited heavily
what does
retracted.
the chicken use when he's feeling weird? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm a big fan of you. I fucking see you all the time. I remember seeing you, first time I saw you do stand-up, I was like, oh yeah, this is, like Inside Out, like where like the kid has like different like shades, like anger, doubt. You're like my jumpy version. Like if I had Inside Out, you're one of the Inside Outs. You're my like hypest wild.
But you are so energetic and already.
Yes.
In your out version.
Yes.
And so you think
you're
more
like distilled
a
little bit. I love it. I think
concentrated.
I wonder as well, like, because I had to find the self-love to be that. Because I think a lot of times in comedy, people lionize the sort of not low energy, but sort of reserved thinker, quote, quote.
Yes.
And
in life too, not only in comedy.
In New York, especially in cities, it's like, what are you doing all that jumping for? Right?
Well, people love quiet people because they think there's something in there.
Exactly.
Normally nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Enthusiasm is seen as dumber.
Yes.
And it's actually, once you get so smart, you realize enthusiasm is the only way to combat the void, then you really get to the good stuff.
And also it's a great way to elicit personalities. Because, you walk into a place and you go, hey, how are you? Which is what I do.
I love it. There's a fine line. I don't think you ever cross it between enthusiasm, genuinely, and excitement. I think people who are excited, no one really likes. Who come in like hey there, finger gun energy. You're not that.
No, that's very American.
That's American.
And that's interesting, I think, culturally, for example, with Germans, right? I'm half German.
We're going there.
Right?
Yeah. Ew.
But Germans...
Yuck.
Yeah, not the cool. Not the cool
If I was a Jewish
immigrant.
guy, I'd be like...
Well, I'm half Jewish too. So, well, not half. You can't be. My mom's Jewish, so I'm all Jewish. But
it's hard to be a German Jew, I swear to God.
it is very hard.
Like,
but
I have oppression.
Germans fucking hate that.
That's what I'm saying.
The enthusiasm.
Oh, for
they
sure.
They think you're mocking them.
For sure.
They think it's mockery.
I think German, I've had a German ex for many years. And she was always like, anytime she saw me do stand-up, she's like, why are you just too much? You're just... Whoa.
Tone it down a little bit.
Tone it down a little. She's not
Tone
like a
it down,
she's not Oktoberfest with a fucking
bagpipe. That's Scotland.
What's the Oktoberfest outfit called? The
pretzel. Oh no, the dirndl.
The dirndl.
Pretzel.
Yeah. She's not a dirndl wearer.
She's not?
Pretzel was Friday night, if you know what I mean.
Wasted your time.
Yeah, no, she was very like German to the bone. You know, she grew up in what is it, Frankfurt and Hamburg or some shit.
Hamburg?
Hamburg.
That's where I'm from. That's where I was born.
Oh my God, she's from Hamburg.
It's hard to say that's where I'm from, but that's where I was born.
Yes,
Yeah.
she hails from Hamburg.
Yeah.
And very, very kind of. You know, but fancies herself way funnier than everybody else. I don't know if Hamburg has that little maybe German arrogance of like, yeah, it was so hilarious.
She thinks she's so hilarious all the time?
She was funny, but she was always like, I'll destroy you with my humor. I'm like, what a German way to be funny about stuff. She would say that.
I will starve you to death and bury you in a mass grave with my humor.
My jokes will end you. It was that level, and she always brought a very combative energy to her art. She was a great actress, phenomenal actress, very funny, but everything was very aggressive and sort of kind of efficiently intense. Awesome person who hates me now, but you know, with the passion of 1,000 suns. But I remember her being very like against the sort of effusive energy that I would bring sometimes.
Yeah, no, because they think it's fake.
They always, you know, New York loves to call charisma fake.
New York?
Cities in general.
Huh?
Cities in general.
Cities, oh.
Yeah. Small town, I think people like it, kind of like, oh, he's just having a ball.
Well, you're from Texas.
I am from Texas.
Where people do that a lot.
Yes.
Right?
A lot of connection.
But it
in
is
Texas.
fake a lot of times.
Well, humans are fake a lot of times. Right? But I think in New York especially, any type of warmth can be seen as like fake. You know?
Really?
A lot of times.
I think people are so warm here. I grew up here, so I feel like you just express it in a different way.
Okay,
You're like, what the fuck is that? Get out of my way. Oh, have a great day too.
I love. Fuck off.
And then you hug. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe I'm talking about the comedy scene or more art scene in New York.
Okay.
Art scene in cities.
Yes.
Sure. Boom.
This is true. And this is true about the comedy scene. This is what I always hate, that these people that like you, if you're friendly.
Oh, huge.
You're not somehow good at what you do or something like that, or
the
like
idea,
it takes something away from you.
I think people in the scene decided to have a couple of heroes.
Yeah.
And if you don't fall in line with the energy or how those heroes present, you are being fake or dumb.
Yeah.
Right? And most of these people are white, Mike, but not Italian. Italians and Irish somehow escape the bullshit white energy that so many. It's Protestant. Energy is what it is.
Yeah.
White Catholics, fine by me.
Really?
Come on down. Most of what we call white people this, white people that, it's Protestant energy.
That's true.
It's rich Protestant. The mid-Atlantic, the transatlantic accent or whatever, that was made by Protestants to...
The transatlantic accent? That's not a thing.
She's the bee's knees, whatever the fuck.
Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah. Transatlantic accent.
You know, the Eastern Pacific Indian transatlantic Bay of Bengal accent. That accent was made by Protestants, and all that sort of what comes with that sort of whiteness.
Catherine Hepburn.
Catherine Hepburn, you know, the Bogart, that KKK even.
Yeah.
Let's put them in the same breath.
Yeah,
I'll do
Catherine
it.
Hepburn.
I'll fucking do it.
KKK
Yeah,
person.
Catherine. That's the first K already.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Karen, middle name. Okay.
Is it really?
Probably. And then like Kookaburra Hepburn. I don't know.
Kookaburra. Sure.
That's the only thing I could think of with a K.
That's your first thought.
Yeah.
With K. Kookaburra. I love it. Why am I talking about white people? The ones that fucking suck.
Yeah.
In terms of the energy of like, you know, reserved or sort of elitist energy of some sort comes very from the white people. Not all whites, obviously, but
No, I agree. A lot of whites.
A lot of whites.
And a lot of northerners. I mean, southerners are warmer because it's
100%.
warmer. That sounds dumb, but it's true.
Kuka fucking Bora. Kuka fucking Bora.
Kookaburra, baby. This is why I have a degree in philosophy. You know what I mean? But your parents are
Bengali. Yeah.
And that means
what?
I don't know. What does that mean? In terms of enthusiasm.
Let's play word association. Let's see how racist you are.
No, fuck
I'll say a word and you say what comes out.
No.
Okay.
Kookaburra.
Bengali. Kookaburra.
What does that mean in terms of enthusiasm?
Bengalis are a
warmth.
very warm people, very enthusiastic people, full of love. But the other side of that, the other side of that is that they're petty bitches, as well.
Okay.
So petty. But
What do you mean petty?
Like-
In what way?
like so we fought off the Pakistanis in 71 to retain independence, right? They genocided us and we came back. We're like, absolutely not. That's how petty we are. We're like, you can genocide us, we'll kill you right back, right? So
But that you could consider that badass and not petty.
badass. It's a little petty too.
Is
Oh,
you
you're
mean
gonna- you're
just
gonna-
inherently being a badass is petty? Is that what you mean?
No, I'm just saying something can be both badass and petty.
that's
you
true.
know?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to genocide us? Okay,
Yeah.
we'll watch this. So we fought for our independence. We got it, and so there's a lot of passion among Bengalis about their own culture because we fought for it. Right? We're one of the only countries that ever fought for language. Like the idea that. Pakistan was trying to enforce Urdu as the main language in the 50s, and we fought and died to keep Bangla as the main language. So there's a lot of cultural, love for Bangla culture, Bengali culture.
Right.
And that love leads to a lot of art, a lot of passion, a lot of people who are very intense because, my parents were in the war, right? So that can lead to a little bit of pettiness. Because we're such fucking feeling people. So if my mom, who's a very, very intense woman, very, very feeling, if you didn't get invited to a Thanksgiving gathering by Diva Auntie, And Diva Auntie, Diva, capital D. Sometimes she don't fucking be inviting the people that she should be inviting, right? My mom sees that, gets a little crazy.
What does that mean? Gets a little
I
crazy?
will never invite her to anything in the world. She's done. She's off the list.
I love that. Yeah.
We will go
I'm like
TP
that
her
too.
house and piss on her garden.
Yes.
She loves her little garden. Her chili garden.
But does she stick with it or does it go away again after a while?
She allows a certain level of functionality to resume.
But she'll never forgive.
Boom. She will bring in
She doesn't
stuff.
forgive and she doesn't forget.
She is the pettiest bitch on earth. My mom will never forget a slight. She'll bring it up every time. My mom was a great jump roper. Got
Really?
in the state jump rope finals in Bangladesh of her state. My grandma apparently fed her too much food that day, and then she lost. My mom still talks about that. It's still as fresh as it was the day of my mother has fed me all the food, make me jump like shit. And then my grandma's dead. There should be only good memories with my grandma. And she's like, she was she fed me too much. This is my mom. You're getting an idea.
So did your mom want to become a professional jump roper, which also I didn't know was a thing?
She was in the junior jump rope, so
Okay.
she was really.
But
I
was
think,
this her dream to do this forever?
perhaps, you don't talk about dreams.
Right.
with your
That's true
parents.
with immigrants.
Immigrants.
Yeah.
There's no dreams. She's like, I did it.
No time.
Yeah.
And then you said they were in the war. What does that mean? They were in the war.
No, they didn't fight.
Right.
My dad was like a nurse-ish. He didn't have any credentials, but they needed so many people, so he was working with Mother Theresa in a Calcutta hospital.
With Mother Theresa?
He was, he was like in
You
this.
just said that so casually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a bitch, apparently.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about this now, like she was a bitch, but she helped people too. And so he helped her out, was with her team or some shit. My mom had to escape to the villages because the Pakistani army was coming to, kill them,
And then when did they come here and how? And why to Texas?
Who, what, when, where, why? And from what time, and from who, and from whom?
And what was the airline called?
It was, came to Canada first. So I was born in Canada.
What?
Yeah, twist.
You're Canadian?
I'm double immigrant, baby.
Holy shit.
I'm
Did you
double
know this,
immigrant.
Mike?
No.
He's a Canadian.
I'm double immigrant, yeah.
That's why you're so nice.
I
Even
am.
when you try, he tries to have this fucking edge of don't talk to me, you can't talk to me, but you're Canadian at heart.
Oh God! Everyone says about Usama, no one can talk to him. He's so
no one
unapproachable.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. And
So I'm an actual immigrant. I'm a legit immigrant.
yeah.
But I lived an
How
immigrant
old were
kid
you?
life. 5 years old.
When you moved to Texas, they
No.
moved straight to Texas.
No,
from
Jersey.
Canada?
For 4 years. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So you were in Canada till
Lucie,
5?
before I
then
met you, I had a whole life.
it's not allowed.
I had a whole thing. I had some girlfriends before.
But that's wild. Wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you lived in Jersey.
Yeah, for
And
4
then
years.
you guys were like, this can't get any worse. We're going to Texas.
Yeah.
Jersey's so
Yeah.
horrible.
Mike's dad was like, what the fuck is going on here? And we just bowed. We're like, absolutely not. I cannot. Yeah, we were in Texas. I was in Monmouth Junction. Yeah, so
Mama's Junction?
Monmouth Junction.
Oh, Monmouth.
Monmouth
Sorry.
Junction? That's a whole different. Come on down to Mama's Junction. You know what's
that
good
does
for
sound
you.
more Texas. Mama's Junction.
We don't call them vaginas down there. We call them Mama's Junction. Holy shit. No. We were in Mama's Jug Handle in New Jersey, of course.
Yeah.
No, I was there for K through 4. And then went down to Texas fourth grade.
So that's like a third time immigrant. Because I've never lived, I've only been to Texas twice briefly, but I can't imagine.
Dude, that is such an interesting thing. I've never really heard that said before. That going to Texas is its own immigration.
Yes.
That is fascinating. That is so interesting. Yeah, that's right.
That must be true, no?
That's right. I think
Feels like a different country when you go there.
I went to Dallas. I wasn't in fucking, Turrigan.
But does that make it worse or better, Dallas?
It had Texan vibes. Like it's getting more or less left wing as time goes on because California and eastern places like coast is moving to Texas now. When I moved there, it was 2000. Very very right wing. Texas is the and I moved to a city in Texas, so it wasn't Austin, but it wasn't El Paso or goddamn right. So in between. So I had a lot of racist people around me, but it wasn't as bad as say I moved to some small town.
So you weren't the only foreigner.
No, there were some brown people. I was in Plano, which is a weird oasis. A lot of East Asians, a lot of South Asians. Very hard school system.
Were you embarrassed of being of your parents being immigrants and having accents and stuff like that, or
it was people maybe can dramatize that a little too much. Really, it's if you're hot as a kid, it doesn't matter where you're from, you're getting it in.
okay,
So
you were hot as a
I was
kid?
not hot.
Oh, okay.
I was a fucking weird looking kid. So people were bullying me and beating me up, not based on some racial thing. It was always based on I look like a nerd.
Right. So no matter what you would, even if you would
Right.
have been American, they would have done
Right.
that too.
But after 9/11, the bullying had a patriotic bonus. You know what I'm saying? So they were like, well, he sucks already, but we can also add this little brown thing as like a little, fun.
But you
cherry
were
on
never
top.
like, why aren't you guys American? Why do
Oh,
you
God.
talk like that? Why do you know what I mean? Like,
There's one thing I remember when I was in elementary school. My mom would make me these ethnic lunches,
Yeah.
like eggplant fajitas and fucking Bengali style curry and shit.
Okay.
And I would open the box, and all my classmates were like, "What the fuck is that?"
they'd all pass out.
Passed out, that's fried eggs. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
eating that excuse for a pizza that the school gave us, And I was so embarrassed. And eventually I would stop eating food at lunch. And I would come home and I would put the food underneath the stove and then say I ate it. Now, why I didn't throw it away, I have no idea. In my brain, let me just put it under the stove.
Did anybody? So then did anybody find it? Did
So
you
a
have mice?
year went by of just me putting food. How we didn't get mice, I have no clue either. I just kept putting food underneath the stove. One day, I hear my mom, Osha! That's what she called me. Osha. Osha! I go out. She just has the fucking eggplant fajita in her head.
Oh my God.
She's like, what? Iraqi? Iraqi means what is this? And I'm like, ah. And then she beat me with the food that I...
Because it was so old that it was hard enough.
Mike gleefully like, yes, abuse. But it was hilarious. I mean, like, I spent all this time hiding this, and then poetically she takes the fucking food and starts like throwing it at me, and then I had to clean up the food that she like threw at me. It was just, she's like, what the fuck are you doing? And how can I tell her that I was ashamed of this immigrant food?
What did you tell her? Why you did
I was like, I don't know. It doesn't matter what you could say. Something very beautiful. You could say something like, "Don't hit me." It doesn't matter. They just hit you and then say sorry afterwards. There's no like dialogue happening. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you've forgiven her for that?
Oh, for beating me?
Yeah.
Dude, I forgave her that moment.
Okay.
Immigrants have this thing of like, yeah, I deserved it. I'm a little piece of shit because it's just like we have no self-love for a long time. So yeah, he was forgiven the moment it happened. But now I look back and I'm like, maybe I should have. If I was more of a brat, because my mom was she was like regretful at times. But I was never a brat about it. I was like, yeah, it's okay. My little brother was a brat about it, and he never got beat. You know? You never got beat.
Me?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get beat.
German life. Y'all did the beatings in the 40s. Yeah, or just like we get
My dad was beat real bad as a kid all the time.
Really?
And he told me when he was 17, he came home and he opened the door and his mother just hadn't even said anything because of something
I'm
he
like
had done.
calling out Mike. I'm like dying at this.
And he lost it. He said he saw red. He took his mother and he threw her in a closet and fucking started going. And his brother had to pull him off her. And he said, "You'll never touch me again." She never touched me again. Then he left home. But that's why he was like a very, very much against.
Did he ever reconnect with his mom?
Reconnect?
Yeah, with his mom.
His mom was not a nice lady. He tried.
Yeah.
He tried many times, but she was not a nice lady.
You beat me once. Shame on you.
No, that was also like, war, and they were, she had to marry my dad's father. My dad's father was married to her sister, her older sister. Her older sister died giving birth to my dad's older brother. And because of the times back then, she had to marry this guy when she was like 18 years old that she didn't love, that she didn't want to be with.
Shit.
The war had just ended. They were given like placement slips because they were from East Prussia, which became Poland, obviously, and all that.
And they're Jewish.
No, that's my dad's side. My mom's side is Jewish.
Gotcha.
And they were sent to Bavaria, which is like Texas, actually.
Holy shit.
It gets compared with Texas a lot because it's such has its own culture and it's such a weird place.
I know
also
Bavaria.
very religious and stuff. And
Oktoberfest is Bavarian culture, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And they were given. Huh?
I'm cultured.
Look at this worldly man right here. So then they had to, anyway, so she hated everyone in her life. And they were poor, so poor.
Yeah.
They ate like milk soup every day. They had milk.
AKA milk?
Yeah. Like water with milk. They couldn't even have just milk. They had to put water in it. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, fucked up.
Milk soup.
Milk soup.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and mustard bread. Bread with just mustard on it.
This is actually just normal German cuisine as well, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
This is also what rich people eat as well. Mustard bread. I've seen 2 people today eat that. Jesus. That's insane.
But yeah, so that's why he was very much against beating. Yeah.
Did your parents have a good relationship?
My parents?
Yeah.
Yeah, good relationship. I mean, my parents are insane, My parents are artists and stuff, and they're pretty crazy. But yeah, they're still together.
Oh my God.
But my dad cheated on my mom a lot and stuff.
I can see it. You're very cute. Your parents must be, the genes. Your dad's probably hot.
My dad's hot.
Whenever I see someone who's like good looking, I'm like, their parents must be hot as
My
fuck.
dad used to get confused with Liam Niesson. People always thought he was Liam Niesson, to the point that I told him to like start practicing the autograph. But my dad doesn't speak
Is
English.
He hot?
I don't know. I can't say that.
Is Liam? This is a very good question. Is Liam Neeson hot?
Is Liam Neeson hot? Do you think
He's a tall man with an accent that's on action movies. That doesn't matter what he looks like. He's hot.
Okay.
Really?
So
I think so.
He said
yeah.
tall.
Yeah.
And also, I guess that Taken scene where he's like, "I will kill you," set of skills. It's so sexy. It's like a sexy
That
scene.
is, but it's the accent and the voice that's sexy, not necessarily the face. I think.
I think you're right.
So yeah, my dad's
But he
really
was
hot.
seen as hot in Germany.
My dad?
He was seen as like a hot guy.
I think he was seen as a good-looking guy.
And
Yeah.
your mom was like
My mom is a troll. My mom is Romanian.
Oh, she's a gypsy.
She's not a gypsy. She's Jewish.
Okay.
But she grew up around gypsies, but she's Romanian. So
Gypsies are Indian, yeah?
gypsies,
Indian descent.
Roma, yeah, they come. You're not allowed to say gypsy anymore. But the fucked up thing is that not all gypsies are Roma.
Gypsy.
Yeah.
Hit me, I'll go. I'll fucking do it.
And the gypsies themselves don't like, because now people say you have to say Roma, but not all gypsies are Roma.
Right.
So they're like, we're gypsies. We want to be called gypsies. In Ridgewood, where I live, there's gypsies.
That's
in my
amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's racist too against gypsies. Like, some woke person tried to help them by being more racist.
Exactly.
Insane.
They're like,
dude.
you don't know anything about us. Because my mom sings gypsy music. She's a singer.
What?
And when she says
That's
gypsy now
so
in her
crazy.
shows, people afterwards
What do you
are
mean
like,
shows? She's still...
she performs, yeah. People are like, You can't say gypsy. You know that?
Oh, this
Like,
white
get the fuck
bitch.
outta here, yeah.
Some left-wing bitch with a turtleneck, yeah?
Catherine Hepburn.
Dude, they're artists. They gotta Catherine. Catherine Hepburn.
Wait a minute. What's the new word?
Roma.
Roma. They say
The
you
Roma
have to
people.
say Roma, but not all gypsies are Roma. So
Yeah.
it's actually so ignorant to say
100%.
to call them Roma instead of gypsies.
Yeah.
You have a picture of your parents?
A picture of my parents on my phone?
Let me try to get mine. Hold on.
Yeah, I think I have a picture of my
is
parents
my
on
mom.
my phone. Oh yeah, I've seen your mom.
Yes.
Your mom is a big part of your
Clever.
your comedy.
Like the world building, the Usama
Yeah.
Siddiquee world building. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
exactly.
huge. I love her to death.
And the fact that they are immigrants and your cross culturalness, all that is a big part of your artistry. What?
See, like,
It's true.
What, are you on like a 56K modem or something? Like you buffer words a lot, which I love. You're like a word buffer.
No, I tried to say the correct word.
I love
The
it.
word that is, now I'm doing
Correct.
it again. I don't know.
I love it. I love it.
I don't know if I have a picture of my parents right now. Oh, my dad just sent me one actually.
Yes,
That was
yes.
cute. But now, they're cute little people. They're older now.
You can see the history of a
Can
hot
you?
person. Like, oh, you were hot when you were young. You can tell.
I'm just gonna Google them.
Google. Your parents are on Google.
Yeah, my parents are Googleable.
This is fucking fascinating. Where do they perform?
Look at my dad.
What is it?
He won an award.
This is amazing. Your dad looks like he was in Bon Jovi. Like, he looks very good. Your dad looks awesome. He's got a jawline and everything.
My dad's insane. But
Dude, that's badass.
yeah, that's funny.
Mom.
And this is my mom.
Dude, your dad's hot. How old is he?
My dad is 71.
Oh my God, killing it.
This is my mom.
Let me see. Dude, she's hot as hell.
She's wearing sunglasses in
Dude,
this
this is like a-
picture, people.
This is like this is like a celebrity look. Like celebrity out, trying to not be seen look.
Yeah, my mom has a very like mafioso, and she's very small. She's smaller than me. She's like 4'11".
Dude,
And she's a very, very bizarre, funny lady. I've been wanting to have them on the podcast
Holy
for a long time.
shit, dude.
My dad doesn't speak English. My dad talks like this, and he calls everyone they. They go to the store and they comes in, and when he doesn't know a word in English, he says the tsch in Deutsch. Like he just like says German words, and people understand him
I love
all
this
the
guy.
time.
I loved her in as the main lady in Doctor Strange. Tilda Swinton vibes here, bitch. She is super
You know, my
good looking.
mom never wore makeup or jewelry, so
Dude.
I had to teach her how to do her
This is wild.
makeup
This is wild.
for shows when she got
I don't
older.
think she needs. I think she's very like regal face. I think I get it. And your dad looks like a little kooky, a little more roguish. So that regal, that rogue, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I love it. They look amazing.
But so okay, hold on a second.
Yeah,
so
sorry.
your dad was a nurse with Mother Teresa, and then was he a doctor in the States?
No.
What did he do?
He was like a charlatan kind of. He like got his way into the nursing thing. I don't think he really was a nurse. He was an engineer. He was like a kid from like a really poor village in Calcutta or near Calcutta, and he was so fucking smart. He had like eidetic memory, something like that. Like for real, he was like the only kid to leave his village on a scholarship or some shit. Like for 100 years, really, really just genius guy. And then he went to Bangladesh to kind of tough it out, and then Dhaka, this capital, and he was kind of like unknown, tutoring people. He was so fucking smart. And then he took this. He got into this program. He took this test that was like a statewide test, like a countrywide test, and he got second on this test. And back then they published the results of these tests in the Dhaka Tribune, or the Bengal Gazette, what the fuck they are, right? And he was second, and he was the only guy not known by that time, because everyone else was like kind of a scion of a big family or had like resources to become like super smart or whatever, right? And they're like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? And then they kind of did some research. They found out he was this fucking dude from Calcutta who just works here now as a tutor. Became a star.
Fuck, really?
Became a star. got into all these programs, got into a program in Russia, in Stalingrad, went there for undergrad to study.
Whoa.
This guy looks like he sells halal food, knows perfect Russian. He can speak Russian with anybody, with the best of them.
Not many of them.
With the best of them, yes. He can't talk to like a fucking peasant. I think their accents. But yeah, he knows Russian. He studied there for 4 years. He loves ballet. He's like, so every day I used to run to the ballet and scalp tickets from somebody.
Did he take you to see ballet when you were a kid?
No. Again, he became full Indian dad by the time.
Before the podcast started, Usama also said he loves Chipotle. So now I'm picturing your dad
He's the one
fucking sitting there watching ballet, eating Chipotle and just screaming in Russian. In Texas. I love this. So he loved culture though.
Yeah, he was a very cultural guy. He was an engineer in like an artist's body. Maybe that's where I got it from. And the adventurousness and the fucking, love of just travel. And he tried to stop it. He was like, don't do it, be a doctor. But I guess I was always my father's son. And I was like, you did this. I learned these stories later on. Now you want your son to be some pencil pusher?
But stuff like that is also passed on in the DNA, I think.
so.
They say trauma's passed on, but the good stuff, the like
100%.
daredevil shit, 100%. The brazenness.
Brazenness. Yes, I love that.
Yeah. That must be passed on too.
I think so. And I guess maybe they're even can be annoyed, I stamped this down in my body. That doesn't mean it's out of the DNA. Right? And then your son comes out with this fucking dream and you're like, holy shit, this is what I kind of wanted. Fuck, I don't need to see this. So you stamp it down.
But did he always want to come to America? Was that his big dream?
I think yeah. My mom too was a complainer, They were like, the immigration story was like, my mom was like, they were in Bangladesh dating. And my mom was like, oh, I would love to go to a different country. Oh my God, yes. Then they finally get on the plane. They finally get the green card, all this bullshit. On the plane, she's like, I miss my mom. And then times 30 years. Like she just hated everything.
I love your mom.
She's for real, because like my dad's like excited, like he's an adventurer. He's like, yes, I'm gonna take my wife. We're gonna go explore and become immigrants and shit. And on the plane there, she's like, you know what? I don't like. And then my dad had to deal with this shit for the 20 years that they were there.
But she lets her emotions flow freely.
Yes.
There's something to be said about that.
Is the shit.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But my dad's biggest regret is like, I never got her to enjoy America or enjoy Canada. But
maybe by complaining, that's how she enjoys things. Some people are like that.
You're getting there.
You know what I mean?
You know what's up. Lucie knows what's up.
Okay, so Canada and then Jersey and then Texas. So you were like 9, you said, when you moved to Texas?
I was...
Something like that. You said fourth grade.
9. Yes.
I was in 4th grade when we moved here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so that's a big thing.
And you were full accent, like, und, can I have und
speak
pencil?
Any English.
Oh, my God.
No, nothing.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I remember my first day in school, this guy sitting next to me, Darren, he had braces and, what is it called? A plaid shirt? A plaid shirt,
sure.
Yeah. Which people didn't wear in Germany apparently at all because I thought it was fascinating. And he had this like bowl haircut,
God,
like super blonde hair. And he like smiled at me and said some shit that I didn't understand. And I was like, ugh. And then the teacher was like, in America, we don't write our 1s like this. And we don't write our 7s like this. And lunches too. My lunches didn't smell.
Yeah.
But I had yogurt. Nobody ate yogurt in the 90s. This was in the 90s.
Insane. You're like,
nobody ate yogurt.
What is that? You're like, it is und mustard bread.
And it is Milchsuppe. It is das Milchsuppe,
Das Milch ist so gut, ja.
Lecker. And dark blue jeans. I wore dark blue jeans.
Oh my God.
And I remember I was sitting on the bus once and this girl was like, hey, German girl, I know one likes you.
Oh,
and I was like, why? Why? Please tell me.
I wish to participate in my own roast, yeah?
She's like, because you wear dark blue jeans. Yeah,
what year is this? What grade?
2010.
Got him.
Girls. Fuck you, Mike. That's the thing. You laughed the hardest at this whole entire time.
No, it was your comedic timing with your physical reaction.
And Mike,
excuse me for appreciating good comedy.
Mike only laughs at parental abuse. We've established
exactly. I don't know, 90 fucking 5. or 6
Holy
or 8.
Whatever it
Or
is.
whatever.
You look
Okay.
great. Okay, don't worry.
you, asshole.
Jesus Christ, you're freaking out.
It was in the 90s.
Girls in middle school. Middle school girls are like the most intense, destructive human beings. So brutal.
Women to women
Can be brutal as a kid.
are brutal.
In general, yes, but I think the most brutal they are
People
is
say
middle school.
men don't like women.
Oh, dude,
women don't like
I
women.
hate women, dude.
That's why I think like
hate women.
the turf thing. You know?
Oh yeah.
That is actually people
Women.
have this wrong. No, because women not accepting women
yeah, of
is the
course.
most woman thing.
100%.
Is the most accepting thing we can do.
I will say this: women love trans men. Love them. Hey, it's
Yeah.
amazing that you're doing this.
Right.
Blah, blah. Caitlyn Jenner's the hottest woman on earth.
Mm-hmm.
But Laverne Cox, she a bitch. She a bitch. Women hate women. It's very true.
Women hate women.
And then you get those women who like try to seem like they love women, but they actually hate women.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, well, she has a great personality and she's awesome. She's just great. It's
Or
like,
how
you
funny
hate
is it that
her guts.
when a woman is nice to you, you're like, oh my God,
Wow.
she's so nice.
Yes.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
like, because that is the weirdest fucking thing ever when a woman is nice to another woman.
It's brutal. And then
Yeah.
when y'all start this is middle school.
Yeah.
The middle school is just a fucking hellscape for y'all.
But I was a tomboy.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was a boy.
Oh my god.
I really thought I was a boy. People
trans.
thought I was a boy.
Really?
No, people thought I was a boy even when I was wearing dresses
Oh my
and
God.
skirts and
You had short hair.
I had short hair. I had black teeth.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
My baby teeth were like,
Black? You know that,
yes, like brown.
Lucy, this makes no sense.
Why?
You know
I
what?
had
You're
bad
right.
teeth.
People assume that I've always been confident. I couldn't look at people in the eyes.
Are you kidding me? I was never confident. I'm not confident now.
Right. No, but I see. I'm seeing your face now, and I can't conceptualize black teeth. You see what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
also, people only see what they see,
Right.
and then extrapolate. Right.
Yeah. But like also,
I thought you were like Miss Bavaria or something
Yeah.
in fifth grade.
No. No, not at all.
Wearing like plaid shorts. Like, hello, world peace would be nice, yeah.
I looked like a truck driver when I was a kid. I did.
Black teeth.
Yeah. I was
Black.
like a little pudgy. I was a boy. I only played with boys.
Right,
I didn't
right.
want to know. And then when I started liking David Hasselhoff, that's because I wanted a girlfriend. I was like fascinated by this girl who always had this like beautiful hair and
Yeah.
everything was like perfect that she
Right, right.
did and neat and nice. And
Yeah.
her dad was a doctor and she had this normal life. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is like, I want to be
Yeah,
like that, And she loved David Hasselhoff. So
But she was nice.
she was
And
very nice.
y'all became friends.
Yeah, we became friends.
Y'all
Yeah.
still friends today?
We like, say like Happy New Year and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
She's in Germany.
Got you. Oh, got you.
Yeah,
Got you.
yeah. But no, I was a tomboy and always felt more like a boy on the inside. So it took me a
Got
long
you.
time, like when I became a girl,
Yeah.
and when guys start to like wanting
Sure.
to sleep with me and stuff, I
Yeah.
never got it. I was always like, yeah, we're fucking buddies, and then people be like, are
Even
you
when
crazy?
you're banging them, you're like, yeah, this was gay
Yeah,
as hell. This was fucking gay, dude.
Exactly. No, seriously, I'd be like, oh, that was so nice. He wants to like hang out later and watch a movie, and people be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
But you were, at this point, hot to dudes.
I didn't know like
But you were
my
in concept-
effect on people.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Or
It's
like, I
a
didn't feel like that on the
gender
inside.
dysmorphia almost.
A little bit.
Got you.
But
Got you.
also, it's like I'm very shy too.
Sure.
A lot of people are very shy people that don't seem like it. Like you can learn to cope with certain
By yelling? By
yes,
yelling on stage?
by yelling or by if you're terrified of social interactions, you can either like close up or go the opposite way.
I think you're right. I think
No?
you're right, for sure.
Yeah.
So the reaction on either direction is always interesting.
Yeah. Were you
know,
shy or
Very,
always
very
like
shy.
this? Mm.
Very, very shy. I was, I used to talk like this in high school. Because it was like a manifestation of me hating my own face.
With your hand in front of your face.
Literally, people thought I thought my breath stunk, but really I just wanted you to not see who I am, So
Wow.
I would talk like this. If I was crossing you in the hall, I'd be like, just like so you couldn't
Never
get a visual.
eye contact.
It was
Make
crazy.
eye contact.
It was crazy. It was crazy levels of self hate. But I thought, and then eventually I got like, I accepted my own ugliness. I was like 21 or something. I'm like, I'm an ugly guy, and that's cool. I'm hilarious, so I'll be fine.
What?
And this is what I arrived at this like truism in my own head, like, you know what, I'm ugly, but I'm gonna be hilarious. Then I told this to my friend Lauren Davis, who's a comic in New York now. But this is 11 years ago when I started comedy. And I talked to her, and we were in the line for Hyenas Comedy Club in Dallas. And I told Lauren this. I was like, you know, Lauren, I'm ugly as fuck, right? Like, but I'm hilarious, right? And she stopped me. She's like, you were gorgeous. You stop. Yeah. And no one's ever like said that, like it has sat me down. Because I was only friends with immigrant friends and we're all just like, you know, locked up. She was this white lady who sat me down and she's like, you're gorgeous. Stop. And I was like, it was like the Good Will Hunting scene. I'm like crying. I'm like, okay, you're hot. Wow. And since then, that was the beginning. And then comedy got a little self-love in me. And then all this sort of like active living based on comedy and shit started the, you know, self-confidence train. And it was all started with Lauren, who sat me down fucking... And it was just someone saying something different that created a different truth. Because until then, no one ever said something that was a different truth. It's interesting how much you can say with just a declarative statement and like bring in a different idea into someone's head. And that was Lauren Davis. Fucking shouts to Lauren. Now I'm fucking arrogant in my own looks. I'm like, I'm the hottest guy on earth.
If she was a better comedian, she would have said, listen, you're not funny.
You're only hot, and that's why you'll make it.
You are hot, yes. She should have, oh my God. Quit comedy, but then, you know.
She did?
No, I don't know.
You. Oh, yeah.
But she was the best. She is the best.
But it's true how simple sometimes one person can like change your life with one sentence.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Lauren.
White
women can affect change. Don't let anybody tell you different. They are the girders of society. Oh my God.
So I always ask my guests if they grew up with any sayings and stuff.
Okay.
Because I always think that sayings say a lot about like the mentality of the culture.
Yes.
You know? But I found some great ones.
Yes.
I don't know if they're actually, I think they're Bengali because that's what it said, but maybe they're not.
Go for
so, how about this?
Here we go.
Tumi Manush na bandorer bichi. Is that something? And it means, are you a human or a monkey's nuts? Is that
my
real?
wedding vows.
Yeah. Here, look.
Yeah, so Tumi means you. Manush means human.
Okay.
Bandor means monkey. Bichi means balls. And it's interesting because we say seed. Bichi also means seed in Bengali. So we also do the double
Poetic.
meaning. Yes, very poetic. Tu manush na bandor bichi. You gotta say it with some stank, dude. Hey, tu manush na bandor bichi, huh? That is classic. That's a classic. Now people go a little more like that's not really a thing people say. Oh. It's like a poetic thing in like a movie.
Okay.
People say gada is donkey. Hey gada. Hey gada. Donkey. Haramjada means you're gonna go to hell. Shure bacha, big.
What does that mean?
That means pig spawn. So shure means pig. Bacha means kid. And you know, if in Muslim culture, what's the most disgusting thing is pork.
Of course, pig, yeah.
So when you say pig son, it's like you are the dirtiest animal's spawn. Shure bacha is something my mom said so much to me, I thought it was my middle name. It was like, dude, shure bacha was for real. Hey, shure bacha! Dude, my mom was potty mouth. Those are the. What's next? I love this. I can't believe you got a good one. That
okay.
That was a good one.
I also like this one. Tumar bichi fulko Lucie. Your balls are puffy puris. I don't know what puris are, but the puffy part got me. Here, this.
Tomar bichi fulko. No one said this. Well, lychee means like it's a fruit.
Oh, lychee.
So
I love lychee.
Yeah. So I think they're saying puchka. Pulko means puchka. I'm not sure about this one.
Okay.
Yeah. This one's. Where did you find this?
How about telmeketor muki egedebo? I will apply oil and poop on your face.
This is the dumbest because nobody says this ever. I don't know where you got these
Never?
phrases. The first one, maybe.
The it's better to have an uncle with one eye than no uncle. Is that what it says?
So, what's the first one?
Oh, I thought you meant the first one on the page. Oh,
No.
the monkey's nuts.
Yes, monkey nuts. One-eyed mule who's better than What was it? What was the third one you just said?
The one on the top of the page. A one-eyed uncle is better than no uncle.
তোমার মুখে তেল আর গু দেবো. So তেল means oil. Gu means poop.
Yeah.
Yeah. No one says this.
No one says this?
No one says this.
No, somebody has said it.
Someone has said it once.
Yeah. So, but before you were saying this is more a thing of the movies.
Yes. Like they'll say some shit like, hey, তুই মানুষ না বাদরে বিচি.
Like epically.
Like in a thing. But in practice, they might be like, তুই মানুষ না গাধা. Like the manush na gadha is like a big one. Are you a man or donkey? তুই মানুষ না বাদর. Are you a man or monkey? Right? If they're trying to say like, go get the fuck out of here, they'll say rasta mapo, which means go map a road.
Oh, nice.
It just means fuck off.
That's great.
If something is not the biggest phrase of all time.
Okay.
It's the biggest Bengali phrase in history. This is the big one.
Okay.
And this is nowhere near this. Right. It's called Ghora Dim. So Ghora Dim means, Ghora means horse, Dim means egg. So Ghora means horse's egg, which is something that is impossible.
Right.
So they say it as like a, yeah, right, fat chance, fuck off, Ghora Dim. No way that's true. But it's become such an awesome phrase that people use it for everything. Like, he sucks. Oh, Ghora Dim. This is terrible. This is Ghora Dim. You fucked it all up. It's Ghora Dim. I love you. You're my Ghora Dim. You know?
Really?
No.
Oh, okay.
But like, it's it's everything. It's everything. It's a fuck all. It's a fuck off. It's that's stupid. No way that's true. I hate this. Ghora Dim is like the one all be all end all. Like, yeah, right. It's very versatile.
And very poetic.
Very poetic.
But that must do something to your mind when you live in a language and a culture that's poetic like that.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because you're just always so locked into what you're saying. You're one of those people that's always, everything you say is very purposeful and intense. So like, you never just throw away sentences. You're just like, what is your idea on this mug?
Oh, shit.
And it's like, very intense. And I'm so intense. I thought there was way less water in that.
See, that's another American thing that I had to learn. Intense. I never knew what that meant when people were like, you're intense. I honestly, although I was 8 when we moved here, that took me a while to learn what that meant.
Right.
Oh, she's intense. You're intense.
Oh, it could be me. It could be like a guy who's floundering in a date. Will call a girl intense because he just can't handle a personality.
Yeah.
So if a girl's like, if a girl's
or that you talk about interesting stuff, kind of. That's what being
weak
intense
men love
means.
that word to like just shut down women who are just being human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're.
Or like you mentioned politics once at a dinner and you're like, oh, she's intense. I don't know if we should invite her again.
She's intense.
She's intense.
Oh, is it really, Dylan? You can't handle a woman with
really
one thought.
Chad, really Brad.
Your first thought.
Really Brady.
Yeah. One cogent thought. You're intense.
Yeah.
That's why you see like in Kips Bay, all these girls like, because they realize quick. Don't have any thoughts because they'll scare off Kyle.
That and also, I'm sorry, this is going to be a little dark. That just means you're talking about real stuff.
Yes.
Dark.
Yes. Also like, she's crazy. Yeah. Oh, she just doesn't like put on makeup every day and has a passion. She's crazy. Like it's good. Dude.
Yeah, she does. She has a passion.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
White women in Kips Bay are brutal.
And also, if an American says, I'm crazy about themselves, you know they're the most normal person that just baked a pumpkin muffin.
Yes. Also, the least funny person on earth will be like, I should be stand-up. But to their girlfriends, like how many white girls are like, dude, Jen, you should be a stand-up.
Yeah. Or the best ones are when people are like, oh my God, feel free to use this on stage, by the way. And you're like,
on your
that's
skit.
Such a bad story.
On your skit.
Your skit.
Dude,
okay.
we got it up?
No, go ahead.
I'm just saying everyone thinks that comedy is something we do at camp, you know? Skit was the word I only heard at camp when I was in 5th grade, and then it came back somehow in comedy.
Yeah,
your
but
skits.
you have to have graciousness with those people because they can't wrap their heads around the fact that that there's like a skill and science behind it.
Of course,
and also that there is an alternative to sitting in the office. You know,
it's twofold for sure.
Yeah,
they don't respect it yet because they don't really see it as a respectable profession.
Right.
Because there's no like major art major that's like comedy 101. So it's like a little bit of like, what are you doing? Just being homeless kind of energy.
Yeah.
And also, it's a fear. When someone is living truly, freely, that strikes a weird chord in their body.
For sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of striking weird chords and bodies.
Mama's Junction, ready to go.
Okay, it's time for the poll
Here
questionnaire.
we go.
Usama Siddiquee,
Okay.
are you ready
Let's do it.
to
Lucie.
embark on this journey
Here we go.
with us?
Party.
Mike, are you ready?
No.
No,
Okay, now I'm ready.
Okay, Usama Siddiquee,
Here we go.
if you were president of the United States of America, what American food would you ban?
Oh, interesting. What would I ban? Pizza.
What?
I'm kidding. Just to
Okay.
create some controversy. I'll go get the likes going. You know. You okay? You almost jumped on the table.
I did grow up in New York.
Worst American food is sauerkraut, but not the German stuff. I'm talking like when they put it on hot dogs and shit.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Yeah. I hate
Disgusting.
sauerkraut, period. So I'm with
Coleslaw,
you.
disgusting.
Coleslaw can be kind of
But
good.
most of it's disgusting.
But at least there's a veggie in there sometimes. Coleslaw, at least, you know?
As a
Like in the outback of Texas, not Australia.
Ew. What?
I don't know.
Outback? I think it's anything done well is good, but as a normal thing in the culture, it's usually done bad. So I would take out coleslaw and sauerkraut.
Okay, that's fine. If you could deport one American person, who would you deport?
Ryan Seacrest.
Wow, that's a good answer.
I think he sucks. I think he's gay, and he needs to just tell everyone he's gay. And he's the last guy in the closet on Earth. Like everyone's cool with it, bro.
Did you ever, for money, do these
What?
those radio call-in things?
Oh,
where you pretend that you're like
yes.
like a couple.
I
and you're
100%
cheating?
did. I was in
Yeah.
United Stations.
I was on iHeartRadio.
yeah.
And I did one with Ryan Seacrest, and
That's
after
amazing.
that, I was fired.
Why?
Because I went overboard. I went full-blown drama. I went so insane. It was like a cheating thing where they're supposed to send flowers and then like find out that, or I find out that my boyfriend's cheating on me. And I was like, how could you do this to me? I can't. I like went so nuts.
I used to be the exact same way. So they would bring me in, they'd pair you with some woman.
Yeah.
Be like, all right, guys, here's the scene.
Right.
You're just gonna like, she cheated on you with your brother.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'd get on the radio, don't cuss. And I'd be like, you whore! You whore! You're a cunt whore, bitch! But I'll take you back. And I'm always adding some like drama in there.
Yes.
Eventually they're like, this is not gonna work out.
Did you do that, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing them up until the pandemic.
Dude.
They always came in so randomly, and it was like, I could use $50.
Dude, it was
Right.
so
And the
easy.
And you
pandemic,
can do
they're
them
like,
anywhere.
hey, it's 25 now. And I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
But I did
was
a lot of the
fired
War of the
after Ryan
Roses.
Seacrest
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
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 And it's-
Yes, the roses.
It's 15 minutes for $50. It's
That's
good.
with Ryan Seacrest, the War of the Roses.
I did one at my girlfriend's parents' house, and I had to go downstairs and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to be upstairs screaming about a date that just went wrong. I'm not cheating on your daughter. This is one of the dumb things comedians do for work. So please just ignore the screaming I'm about to do as I'm running around your yard trying to yell at this woman.
on your daughter
Yeah,
is
they're so stupid.
I mean, I am, but not now.
Right,
Like
right.
this.
Exactly.
Like
This
this.
is not
This one's
the
fake.
thing that I'm doing. Hilarious. That's insane that we all three of us have done that insane shit.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. And for those of you that don't know what this is, you call these little radio interactions
Yeah.
that you think are real, they're fake.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was
They're
one guy who was a
Canadian.
king of that, like Scott was his name, and he's a comic, and he was like the god of that. He was always like, he was driving down Bugatti. He's like, yeah, United Stations, like throwing me down.
It's illegal. It's illegal to
It's
call
not-
someone and put them on the radio without them knowing in advance.
Yes.
So it's all completely set up
Yeah.
every
Oh,
time, every
that's
single
why?
time.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
you can't put somebody on the
I
radio
thought
on
what
air.
we were
Yeah.
doing was illegal.
No,
I thought
no.
that's
Yeah.
what you meant.
Ever since you were a kid, it's not like they ran out of people to do it with.
Yeah.
They just you can't legally
Yeah.
cannot
It's
put
so
somebody on the
great.
radio without their
Yeah, it's so
advance note. You can't even do it like, oh, by the way, you're on the radio. Can we put this on? You can't. That's
No.
illegal too.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
Crazy.
insane.
Huh.
Crazy.
Well, there you go. This is an educational podcast. We cover all kinds of topics here. Okay, 2 more questions.
Yes.
If you had to come up with a catchphrase for the United States of America, what would it be?
No blacks. Satire, guys. Satire.
So sad. If you could add one face to Mount Rushmore, who would you add?
Definitely a black guy now. It has to be a black guy after my last comment.
Yeah.
For real, no jokes.
Whatever you want.
A black comic, probably. Cat Williams, someone like Bernie
Nice.
Mac.
I
These
love
guys are
that.
like my favorite people on earth. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the reason why I became funny, was because I watched these guys in the beginning. I found Louis C.K. and all these guys later. I mean, it was beginning. It was fucking black dudes being like, "This is what funny is." Eddie Murphy, probably.
Murphy, yeah.
Fucking Murphy. He's my ultimate
Yeah.
comedic force, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
I put Eddie
yeah.
Murphy on there.
Last question, very important. I want you to please take this very seriously. Usama,
Tits or ass?
do you know how I can meet David Hasselhoff?
You know, I think he stays in his LA home more.
Okay.
Okay?
Just go, you think?
I think you just go. I really think you just go. I saw him on the American Got Talent set. He wasn't judging anymore, but he was in the back.
What?
Because he used to judge.
He was just hanging
AGT,
out there?
and he was just there.
They're like, we can't get David Hasselhoff to leave.
Dude,
he
he's
hasn't
just
been
really-
working on this show for
He's
years.
just hanging out, doing that face. I saw him there. I think he was doing some sort of like some episode or something like that. But
He's like the janitor
Dude,
now at America's Got Talent. What the
it's him and
fuck?
Howard Stern, like just washing dishes.
Wow.
And he was there, and it was the nicest, coolest energy.
No.
Dude,
Are
he
you
was.
really?
Yeah.
He had the nicest, coolest energy?
Yeah. People say it was weird, but I guess he's an older guy. He's super nice. Lucie, go for it.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I will. Usama, where can people find you? On the 3 people that don't follow you, that are left on Earth, that don't know about you.
You could find me with David Hasselhoff hanging out inside. You can find me inside David Hasselhoff. At Usama Stands Up, USAMA Stands Up. At Your Mango Bae, YOURMANGOBAE, Your Mango Bae podcast I do. Also at Why Do Guys, another podcast I do. Follow, like, share. Have a good time. I'm a funny guy.
Yeah. Listen to the podcast. Check out everything Usama does. Go see him perform live and in the flesh.
Flesh.
In a city near you,
Yes, please.
baby. Thank you to Mike Albanese.
Yes.
We love you, Mike. You're the best. Thank you to douchebag Steve, our most beloved supporter. Craig, also beloved supporter. Thank you to everyone for listening. Give us a little rating and a review if you like this little podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Usama, for being here. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Ooh.
If you liked what you just heard, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, recommend to all your friends, and if you hated it, recommend it to your enemies. Thank you for listening to Immigrant Jam, the podcast with me, Lucie Pohl. Have a delicious and nutritious day.